It says in Joshua chapter 3, verse 1, it says, "So Joshua rose early in the morning, and they set out from Shittim. And they came to the Jordan, he and all the people of Israel, and lodged there before they passed over. And at the end of 3 days, the officers went through the camp and commanded the people, as soon as you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God being carried by the Levitical priests, then you shall set out from your place and follow it. Yet there shall be a distance between you and it, about 2,000 cubits in length, or about 1,000 feet. Do not come near it, in order that you may know the way you shall go." And here it is, right after the comma. This just jumped out to me. "For you have not passed this way before." Joshua, if you're not familiar with him, he comes from a long line of amazing Jewish leading men. God has chosen the Jewish people as his people. In these Old Testament times, God took a very feeble and small group of people, the Israelites, the Jewish people, and he said, "You're going to be my people." And he promised Abram, who would later be renamed Abraham, that I would take a small and feeble people, your ancestors, Abram, and I will make them great. And all the earth will know that there is a great God, and these are his people, and he does great things for his people. 500 years later, after that declaration to Abraham, we find ourselves in our story today with Joshua, nearly 500 years. One of the premier promises that God gave to Abram is that the Jewish people, the Israelites, would have property in the earth. That literally God would make them a nation and a country and a spectacle to the world of his supply and his provision and his power, but he would give them actual land and property. Nearly 500 years later, they still don't have property. Nearly 500 years later, they still don't have land. But now, in our story today, is this moment where 2 million Jews, by the providence of God, have been brought to the Jordan River. And just on the other side of the Jordan River is the property that God promised them 500 years before. Finally, it's about to happen. They're about to do what their ancestors only dreamed of. We're going to go where we've never gone before. But the whole reason this is going to be possible, and the whole reason that they can be assured and they can be confident and they can jump into the unknown of what God has promised, is all centered and anchored around a box. A box. How are you going to face the unknown? No one knows what tomorrow holds. No one. And the reality is that your life is a succession of unknowns. Your life is full of variables you'll never be able to control. We've not been this way before. We can pretend that we can make a decision to do that, or we can realize that this is the fact of life. We are on our way into the unknown. Whether we acknowledge it or not, it is a fact of our existence. And I think it is indicative of the proof that God has wired every human being, not to hold back in fear and trepidation, but to know their God and to jump and leap into the unknown and say, "God, whatever tomorrow holds, I don't know, but I know you, the one who holds tomorrow. I want to embrace the unknown. I'm going to throw caution in the wind and realize that my time and stay on earth is short." You're not still alive to play it safe. You haven't gone through all that you've gone through. You know the miracles in this room? You know how much cancer has been beaten in this room? You know how many horrible diagnoses have come and gone in this room? You know how many marriages have been saved in this room? You know how many people have made it through horrible pain and agony and strife and difficulty, but you're still here. No, we signed up to follow Jesus, to jump. What's the worst that can happen? You lose all your money. You can't lose Jesus. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, as a family, as a church, what's the worst that can happen? Your dad dies, your pastor dies. I mean, for a church, it doesn't get much worse. We're still here. We're still here. And before we know it, we're going to slip into eternity. So let's make the minutes and the days and the moments we do have, let's make them count. It was the prophet Isaiah who, under the inspiration of the Spirit of God, he shared a prophecy that seems to be so profound and so pertinent for the moments we find ourselves in as a community. He says, don't remember the former things. Quit looking back. Isaiah 43, I think it's 18 and 19. Don't remember the former things. Don't look backwards. God's doing a new thing. Don't consider the old things. Verse 19, behold, I'm doing a new thing. It springs forth. Do you see it? Do you feel it? Do you? Because if you can see it, man, you'll jump. God is doing something unlike he's ever done before. We've not been this way before. You know, those Jews, those are our ancestors, you know. That's my family. Those are my relatives by faith now. Because the same God that was with them is the God that was with us. But the truth is, God has revealed himself in a far more profound way than a box. There is one who's better than a box. And he is the fulfillment of all the elements within the box. And his name is Jesus. And in the fullness of the Godhead dwelt in bodily form, Colossians says. And that is Jesus. He is the bread of life. He is the manna. He is the good shepherd. He is the staff that brings life into our everyday existence. And he is the one who bled on our behalf, and his blood covers all of our error and our inability to fulfill those 10 commandments. Jesus is better than a box. Jesus has now come amongst us. He's walked amongst us. And what is his message to us? Follow me. Joshua chapter 3 is not about Joshua. It's not even about 2 million Jews. It's not about a river, and it's not about property. Do you know what it's really about? It's about God. It's always about God. Our everyday existence, it's not about a business. It's not about a paycheck. It's not about a checking account or a savings account or buildings or multimedia or videos. It's all for the glory of God. It's all a testimony to God and his beauty and his majesty and his glory and his faithfulness. It's all about God, who thousands of years ago provided for 2 million of our ancestors. Will he stop providing for us today? What does jump mean to you? What does the unknown mean to you? Here's the $1 million question. Are we going to live by safe, or are we going to live by faith?